What's up, world? Zach here from thefearlesshustle.com. Thank you for watching this video. So normally when I create these videos, I have a script, I have a subject, I stay on point, and I edit it very cleanly. I listen to this podcast, and the author just hits record and records and then posts it, and you get to see all the errors and all the oops, ahs, and everything else. And I think it's kind of cool. It kind of gives a real spin on it. So I decided to try to adopt that and live with the imperfections that go on here. And also today, like I said, normally I have a script. Normally I have very detailed A, B, and C outlines of what I want to talk about. And this one, I'm literally shooting from the hip, talking from the heart, because I need to. My heart's heavy. I've been thinking about this subject literally hardcore for a few weeks now, and got to get this out there. And you know, at the risk of not getting it out there, it's time. And that subject is suicide and mental health and mental illness and depression and anxiety and all these other things that are running rampant in our life. And I've been thinking about it a lot for the past few weeks. It's a subject that affects a lot of us. And when I say I've been thinking about suicide, please know that that's not coming from suicidal thoughts for me. It's more of stories that I've heard from other people, what other people are going through, and thinking how we can change the game for them. Because one thing I believe in is life is beautiful. Life is amazing. We should all wake up with this passion and enthusiasm in our heart that when every morning we take that first breath, it's invigorating. Like, that's life. And I built the Fearless Hustle, and I work hard to preach that truth. And every time I hear about a suicide, I feel I'm not doing my job. I feel that I could do more to help people. I feel that although it's not directly related to me, if I can get just one more person positive, one more person enjoying life, then they tell one person, and then that person tells one person, we can spread this positivity and beautiful ability to live throughout the world. And maybe I'm not getting content out fast enough. Maybe I'm not speaking the truth right, but that's kind of where my head's at. And again, this video is just kind of shooting from the hip, shooting from the heart. But where this all kind of came to a front was Linkin Park is one of my all-time favorite bands. And if you're a fan, or even if you're not, you probably heard that Chester Bennington, from the lead singer of Linkin Park, committed suicide this week. And it shook me. Again, I've been thinking about this for weeks, the subject for weeks, and then to hear this suicide from a guy who's 41 that has had success, has a following, and still has these demons inside of him enough to take his own life. It's heartbreaking. It really is. Like, it affected me. But the culmination also came from what's going on in social media when these things happen. People were posting RIP Chester. Large organizations were doing this too, and then posting the National Suicide Hotline number, or, you know, mental health is a big deal. Talk to somebody about it. And that's all great. It really is that we raise awareness. But my question is, why do someone who's suicidal or going through depression or anxiety, why do we put it on them to reach out to us? Right? Why do we put it on them to call the suicide hotline number? And I know there are people that are going to do that. There are going to people that are take this and go, wow, I need help. I need to call somebody. But the people that I know that are going through heavy shit don't talk about it. Right? So if we're going to sit here and we actually think that if we're going to post the suicide hotline number, that people are actually going to go, oh yeah, that's me. I've got a problem. I should really call this number. We're kidding ourselves. Like, that's not how it works. That's not what goes on. And I don't have a solution for this epidemic of suicide and depression and anxiety, except what I can do is preach the gospel of life that I believe in, and hopefully have that effect on other people, and tell people that It's okay to go talk to somebody instead of having somebody talk to you. God forbid, for once in your life, you stop talking about yourself and you actually go and see how your friends, your family, your loved ones actually are. To understand them on a deep level, to know if something changes in their life, you see it. You can intervene. You can actually go out and make a change instead of waiting for some shit to happen and then changing your goddamn profile pic. Like, it bugs the shit out of me when this happens. And it happens all too often. And again, I don't have the answer, but I know damn well that the answer isn't posting a phone number online or changing your profile picture, right? The answer is being human. The answer is going to your friends and family and having a deep conversation and not being afraid to tell them when they talk to you, like, my job is really stressing me out. I can't sleep. I've done A, B, and C, to say, fucking quit your job. Right? Go out and live life. Like, help them become better. And we live in this world where we try to think that we're just going to dust everything under the rug while we put our nose down in our phone, right? It's insane to me when I go out to a restaurant and I see a couple. They go out to dinner, they sit down. What are the first things they do? They pull out their phones and they are nose down in their phones the entire dinner. They do not talk. I know couples who get home from a hard days of work and do nothing but sit on the couch with the TV on with their nose in their phones. And that's not a relationship. That's not normal human behavior. We're meant to be social creatures. We're meant to go have conversations. We're meant to go understand people on such a deep level that we understand when they're going through crap and we know what to say and what to do and how to help them. And we're just in this world where it's this social mentality of I'm going to fix the world by changing my profile picture. You change the world by going out and changing the world. You go out in the world and you stop thinking about yourself. You start thinking about the human race. You start thinking about other people, and you talk to them. And it's just about having real conversations. And I challenge you this weekend. Today's Friday. I challenge you in the next 2 days, whether it's this weekend or you're watching this 2 weeks later, in the next 2 days, I challenge you to go have a real conversation with somebody. No phones, no text. I don't care if it's your friend, your boyfriend, your wife, your grandma. Go out and ask them, how's life? Find a way to have a deep conversation. Ask them, is anything stressing you out right now? Or how's work? How's the family? And read their reaction. If they go, oh, it's all right. Hey, so why is it just all right? Why isn't it great? Right? Heaven forbid we spread positivity in the world. Heaven forbid we spread enthusiasm in the world. Heaven forbid we're passionate about life and we talk to people about it. Right? Again, I feel like I'm letting the world down every time I see somebody have a suicide because I can't spread this truth of life fast enough. Right? If I can just have one people and they said talk to one person and we start living positive instead of all the negative shit that we see on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all this other shit, maybe, just maybe, we will start reversing the depression and the anxiety. Maybe if we start having the balls to tell people when they say, man, my job is really stressing me out, to tell them to quit your job. Tell them to go find someone else. Tell them that, hey, what can I do to help you out? What can I do to help you out? Right? Stop thinking about the selfishness of ourselves and actually going out and helping other human beings. And look, I need to take a step back. I'm not sitting here with rose-colored glasses saying that, hoorah, hoorah, life's great. Everybody just needs to snap and get over it, right? I understand that mental health is a big issue. I understand that depression and anxiety and all these other things really weigh on the mind, and we don't know how to cope with them. Right? There's real problems going out in the world that need to be solved. So I'm not talking about magically snapping our fingers, everybody be positive and the world's better. Right? I'm talking about steps, though, to make sure that people understand that this isn't just you. Right? Everybody stresses, everybody has anxiety, but the problem is we all keep it inside because we're vacated with the good that's going on Facebook. Right? We see other people's images of them going on vacation or them doing good shit in the world, and we're like, well, I can't tell people that I'm going through shit because look how happy everybody is. Everybody goes through shit. Everybody has something in their world that they're trying to find a solution for. right? The problem is we don't talk about it. The problem is we sit there thinking the only time we talk about mental health or we talk about suicide is when something happens, and at that point it's just posting a number or telling them to talk about us. It's so reactive. There's no proactive in here. It's not talking with your friends. It's not understanding people on a deeper level. It's just trying to survive this world in this me mentality. How can I help me? What can I do to grow myself? What can I do to post on Facebook so I get all those likes? It's bullshit. It really is. And I don't really know what I'm saying. Like, again, this is kind of shooting from the hip, shooting from the heart, but it drives me insane. It literally drives me crazy to look at the world we live in. And it's hard for me to understand why, because I don't think like that, and I'm trying to do what I can to get other people to understand this beautiful state of life. Like, here now in this moment is exactly where you need to be. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's serene. And yes, we stress out. I was stressed out this week. I had to travel for business meeting, it was all right. And I came home stressed out, but you wake up the next morning and you reset yourself. It's mental health is just like anything else on health, right? You can't think that you're going to eat one salad and be healthy. You can't think that you're going to go on one walk and be fit. You got to practice every single day to maintain your health. And your mental health is still the same, right? We need to work every single day to make sure we are relaxed, we are open, meditation, reading, being outdoors, learning triggers that you have, relaxing. And that's kind of where we need to go. And part of that is that's the social ability. Part of that is being human beings and going out and talking to each other. There's a great book. I highly recommend it. I'm a health and fitness freak by trade, by passion. It's a great book called Blue Zones by Dan Bueter, I think. And this guy with National Geographic went around the world and found all the areas where the centurions live, all the people that live to be 100, bulks of them, masses of them. And there's these little groups all around the world, Japan, Santorini, there's even one here in California. And he looked at the underlying reasons they all do, and he covered diet and work life and all these things. And one of the pieces is social. One of the pieces is that people that live the longest, people that live the happiest, have social circles that they meet with on a regular basis, and they talk, right? There's one place in Japan that when you're born, you actually get assigned to a social group, and you meet with them for your rest of your life. And you have that group that you can confide in. You have that group that you can have deep conversations with. And we're losing that in today's world because we're all behind the phone. We're all behind Facebook. We're all behind trying to find a cause, trying to find a solution, and posting it instead of calling somebody, instead of talking to somebody. And, this hits really home to me because I know people who have attempted suicide. I know people who have so much anxiety, they feel like their walls are coming in. I know people who are so depressed, they feel like they can't get out of bed every morning. And I know far too many people like that. And again, I'm just babbling here, I feel like, but I don't know what the solution is, but I feel the good start is to let's be human. Like, let's humanize the world again. Let's talk to people. Let's see how they're doing. Let's see how we can help, right? Go Google. WebMD has a great article. Go Google red flags of suicide so you understand when you have these deep conversations, if something gets flagged, you can actually go help somebody instead of posting the hotline when it's too late. And it's tough for me. And my heart's heavy. And this was, again, shooting from the heart. I don't know what else to say here except, let's try to be human. Know that there's help out there. Know that I'm doing what I can to preach the good word of life, that there is no playbook. We think that we have to, have all these accomplishments and work and money and keep up with the Joneses, yet we all end up in the same size box at the end of our life. And there's no rule book, there's no playbook, there's nothing that you have to do in order to live a fulfilling life except live a fulfilling life. Find out what's inside of you, what you need to do, what your passions are, what makes you happy, and go do more of that. If you don't like your job, quit. If you don't like your relationship, quit. Like, Go find that better relationship. Go find that better job. Go find those resources you need to be happy. Think about what makes you happy and go do that and go be that. Like, there's so many different things that you can do to do it. And I'm always here. Like, I love life. I love talking life. I love deep conversations. I would like to think that people that know me know I'm not afraid to talk life and do what I can to help people. And you got to find that person within you, mainly. If you're going through somebody, find it and talk to somebody. But if you're not, go talk to people anyways. And, it might not be the cure for the all the depression and anxiety that's going on, but it sure might help. If just think of it, if one person, what if you had a deep conversation with one person who is going through shit and you were able to help them realize it ain't that hard, and you help them to dig out of that darkness, come out of that hole that they feel they're in. Just one person, and that one person changes somebody else, and that one person changes somebody else. We might just fix this world. So that's me. Sorry for babbling again, shooting from the hip. I'm really hoping to make more of these unedited, unfiltered type videos. I just had to get that out. Like I said, I've been thinking about it a lot the past few weeks, and it really weighs on me. And this last one was just a little too much to take online. So love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Email me, zach@thefearlesshustle.com. Love to hear good, bad, if you think I'm crazy myself, or if this is inspiring, or other things you can do. And again, I challenge you in the next 2 days to go have that serious conversation. Go have a deep conversation with somebody. Leave your phones at home and go for a walk and just talk, see where it leads you. Tell someone your deepest, darkest fear. Just start with that. It might be awkward, but it'll get the conversation going, and you'll be surprised what people tell you. Everybody has a story. Everybody's battling demons. Everybody's got something they're going through. And just listen, don't talk about yourself, and see what happens. So, Zach from thefearlesshustle.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.